All right, guys, I am going to replace the fuel filler neck on a 1994 F150. I only have the single rear tank behind the back tire. So we're going to make this nice and easy, short and sweet, to the point. There are 3 bolts that need to come out in this area. 1, 2, 3. And then there's 2 hose clamps on the bottom that need to come out. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to take this cap out because it's going to make it easier for me to access those bolts. So I'm using a 7mm, and this is going to be nice and easy to take these out. One, yeah, put them up here so I don't lose them. If you have extra extensions, it's going to make it easier to get these out. You have more room. All right, that's 2. All right, that's 3, and you know it's loose because you can move it around like that, so you know on this side it's good. I'm gonna do my best to get my tripod underneath here, so bear with me, guys. Okay, this might actually work. Alright, so now you can see, if I can get this camera in a good spot, the 2 hose clamps. This one secures it to the frame of the truck. This one secures it to the actual inlet of the gas tank. So we're going to loosen those 2 up. Now I'll talk to you guys. The reason why I did this is because 3 different gas stations. I'm in New Jersey, so we don't pump our own gas. So quite frankly, I'm not familiar with how it works, but 3 different gas stations, the pump would shut off after 5 or 6 seconds. And they said it was something wrong with my filler neck. I don't know. I trust what the gas station guy says because he does it every day. I don't do it hardly ever. Okay, so now that we have those empty and empty, we're going to remove this, and we need to pull it this way, slide it out of here as we do it. So first, let's take that one off. And then I'm going to try to loosen it up from this hose. If it doesn't come loose, you're going to stick your screwdriver in just to knock it loose. Try not to puncture the hose, just enough to loosen it, get it off of the pipe. it and slide it out little by little. Whew. The steel part only extends to about here, so naturally it seems like what's happening is my hose clamp is stopping me. Let's pull that up. Now let's see what we can do now. Precisely what was happening. All right, so you can see essentially the hose clamp is going to hold this part, rubber on this part, and then this slides all the way down in the tank. So I'm going to take this out nice and slow. That's it. Now why this wasn't working, to be quite frank, I don't have a clue. I mean, to be honest, it probably has to do with these holes and how this all closes up, but I don't know. All I can say is I got one old and new. Now side by side they look pretty similar. It actually looks like the flange is a little bit lower on this one, so this is going to stick out a little further up in my gas tank, where I guess the filler is. The hoses are about the same size, so I don't feel too nervous about that. So let's slide this in. Oh, wait. Make sure you put your hose clamps. I mean, if you're going to replace them, now's the time to do that. To be honest, I'm not going to. So I'm just going to drop both hose clamps on, like so. And then I'm going to guide this into that hose. Guide it in. Slip that in. Now I'm going to feed it up here. Line up my screw holes. And on this side, I'm just going to get my screws started, my bolts. These are screws. All right, one. You guys can't see, I'm literally just finger tight so that they hold themselves, so that this piece holds itself up, and I don't have to hold it while I tighten the hose clamps. You know what? I'm actually going to use my socket just to finger tight, because I'm not doing a good job getting finger tight with my finger. Finger tight. Oh, yeah, I'm struggling. Hey, we learned this together. I'm having a hard time getting the screws started on the steel end of this. They are just not wanting to go in at all. So, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to pull it down here. Let me get you guys out here. Maybe I can show you what I'm trying to do. Basically, the screws are not doing a good job starting in these holes, so you can see I try to finger tighten them and they're not going in. So I'm actually going to come here and I'm going to start each one just so that it's threaded through. If you guys have a better idea for this, please let me know, because oh, okay, I think that one's in. I think. I am going to tighten it all the way down so that I know that this will catch when I try to finger tighten it. All right. Number two. Number 2 looks like it's going to be a struggle. Let's just do number 3 on this side. Now I got this piece from Rock Auto, so I'm pretty sure it's a quality piece, but boy, is this a challenge. Maybe it's by design. Right. Here's a tough one. This is the one I'm really struggling with. Wow, man, this screw just does not want to get in there. Hey, we all learn together, right? All right. Whew. That was a challenge. All right, all 3 are in now. I'm going to back them out. If you want, you feel free to skip ahead. I am not going to put the timestamp. But I got to get all 3 of these out. I do wonder if the reason for these holes being so tight is if there's like maybe different size screws people have, and so, you know, the manufacturer just makes it tight for anyone who, you know, for whatever screws anyone's using, they end up at least catching. All right, so now we got that. We're gonna put this back into the pipe and underneath, which you guys saw me do already. Okay, my hose clamps are still on. Now what I'll do is bring you guys up over here so y'all can see it. Gonna line our holes up, and hopefully the screws pipe better this time. All right, that one felt like that much better. And that one's in, nice sliding down, and we got one more. All right, let's just give this a little bit of, just tighten it up a little. We don't want this thing moving around on us. All right, so that's tight enough. Let's get back under here. Oh boy. I got my hose clamps. Let's get these guys back on. here, and so we got one, hold it to the frame. Alright, that's good. Now we get over here, we can see the lump to see where our fuel filler sticks into. So we just want to make sure we seal this. So I think here is right about good. It does stick out a little more than the other one did, but to be honest, I'm not too concerned. As long as the rubber covers and I can feel the lump, you know, where the rim of the steel piece is over here. As long as my hose clamp is on that side and clamps it down, I should be okay. And that's not going anywhere. So that is now secured and installed from the bottom. I'm gonna bring you guys back over here as I wrap this project up. Let's get you up high so then I can aim you down. You can see this a little bit better. Hand tight. Doesn't need to be tighter than hand tight. I don't even know if there's a torque rating on this, but I don't think you need to worry about that. Just hand tight so you don't strip the threading on this, to be honest. All right, that is in. So now, I'm just gonna eyeball this, see how this flap looks. Yep, that looks the same. So I get my cap. Now my cap is busted. I actually think I'm gonna look online to see if I can find the part for this piece that keeps the cap from leaving my truck, but here we go. All right, does that come off nice? On and off. And that's it. All right, guys, less than 20 minutes. That is how you change your filler neck on your, well, mine is a 1994 F150. I can't imagine it's that much different for any of the other old body styles around the same year. I think it's like 1980 to 1995, something like that. But, all right, guys, well, hope you have a good one.